So what I've done this time compared to last week is I've also put I put a bit of a presentation together. It's not as comprehensive as I would have liked, but it's also I think it's good to do just to give you guys like an indicator of what I can do in the future if you think you get a lot of benefit out of it. So what I'll do is I'll go through that first very quickly. There we go. And so basically, I'm going to go through some of the stuff we've been, the current status of the project, just some of the, the technical stuff we're up to at the moment, just to give you guys a bit more information as to where we are. And then I'll show you a demo at the end. And then if there's any questions, feel free to ask. And so this is demos version 0.04. 0.004, sorry. And what we've basically been doing in the last week is one of our Unity devs has been had an illness that he's was recovering from, and he's back as full time as of today. So we've basically been focusing on the art predominantly, as well as the website because the website's a bit outdated. So we'll go through that very quickly now. So a few weeks ago, I posted the the milestones we were looking to achieve in the next in a 6 week block, and so far these have been going fantastic. We've got a fair few of these knocked out of the park, and a lot of these we'll be showing you today. We're very much on track for these, and I'll just quickly show you what we've got to go before we go to the demo. So in the coming weeks, excluding the demo you'll see today, we're going to be looking at doing a tooltip. So we're going to go through the game. Basically, when a new user joins the game, they can go through and it'll say, welcome new user. This is CryptoVillages. This is what you do, and this is how you do it. So it'll say this is basically the demo videos you've seen. It's sort of it's an interactive. It's like a tutorial for new users. In addition, we are focusing on a login screen because if there's the servers down or their account's locked for whatever reason, they won't know that. So we're looking at like a login screen. It's going to be very interactive as well. And to continue on with the animation side of things, we're going to be doing a lot of we're going to include a lot of sound effects. So the wildlife you'll see in this demo, the villages they'll be making unique sounds. You'll hear the river. Basically, as you're traversing across the map, you'll hear unique sound effects native to that particular asset. Which when you'll see the some of the updates we've done today, and they'll make a lot more sense. But one thing I did want to point out is the reason we're doing this, and even though crypto gaming, at its core involves making money. That's the whole point. It's there's a play to earn aspect. It's very important. We strongly believe the focusing on the intrinsic factors. So these extra, these nice add-ons, the customization for PvP. It's like badges, rewards, things like that to kind of balance out the the extrinsic factors, which like making money versus the intrinsic factors, which are enjoyment, fun, self-reward. So we kind of want, we're trying to balance those things, and I think we're doing quite a good job. And any feedback is always welcomed. But I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. One thing we have added, or we're adding for the next one that wasn't listed, is under construction buildings. So basically, when you don't own a building, if a new player joins and they don't own a building, rather than there being a silhouette or a blank spot, we've got under construction buildings. So, for example, if they don't own a barracks, you'll see a construction site, and then the players can click on that to get some information about what building they're missing and how to get it. And so for standard buildings, which are available post-launch, definitely with unlimited supply, players can click those to access the store to buy the buildings that they need to buy. With the premium buildings, however, which are limited edition and limited quantity, those have a different pop-up which kind of directs you to the marketplace because there's only 2,000 of those available, pre-launch, and then after that, it's limited release. So the idea behind this, is a little bit of an enticement because people who want to complete their villages, have that really nice look, upgrade all their buildings, have that really nice, smooth, upgraded village. And so the reason I mention this to you guys, I've decided to be a bit more free with giving some advice, and the advice I want to give people who own, premium buildings is that because they'll be sold out before launch, they'll have an increased value as of launch because they're unavailable. So for those who do own multiples, keep that in mind that, even if you're not playing, if you just want, we have a few stakeholders that own stakeholders and they own some, premium buildings that they may want to flip them, that type of thing. We have no issue with that because the stakeholder building, revenue is generated through marketplace transactions. So we're more than happy for people to, flip the buildings that they purchase. So just keep in mind that if you're not going to play necessarily and you want to generate that early marketplace revenue, feel free to grab premium buildings to sell off to players who are joining a bit later on in the journey. And so the last thing I'll quickly cover before we go to the demo is the website. The website is it's a necessary evil at the moment. There is a lot of good about the website, but when we designed it, we wanted to get the MetaMask, the Web3 interaction, the MetaMask integration, and so we did notice that there's a lot of people who are using mobile phones and trying to access some different means, getting versions of the website that isn't reflective of the quality of everything else. So what we've gone and done is we've outsourced the UX design. We spoke to a designer who has gone through and done an analysis on our website and basically sat on it. to be blunt, no, it's got a lot of good, but basically what we want to do is we're getting it designed so that whether you're using a mobile phone, an iPad, widescreen, 16.9 resolution, whatever it is you're accessing the website on, that there's some consistency there. And we're also increasing so we're improving the MetaMask integration, because at the moment, regardless of what happens, it'll just come up and say transaction cancelled, where it might be there's an error, that type of thing. And we're trying to increase what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase the user experience. So basically, in the meantime, we have an interim website update coming tomorrow, which addresses some of the updates to graphics. It looks a lot nicer. We want to increase that user experience, but in the coming weeks, you'll see a complete redo of the website itself. And yeah, so that's basically a little bit of what we're doing at the moment. As I said, if people do find value in this little presentation type thing, I'm happy to spend a lot more time on it next time. I just thought I'd give a bit of a taste, and I was in Sydney with the Sydney NFT guys, so I didn't have as much time as I'd like. But what I'm going to do now is show what everyone's been waiting for. Let me switch my screens. Change windows. So we are going to the demo now. And I will just get someone to confirm they can hear the sound, and just whoever wants to do that. They can hear the sound right now, and I'll go through the demo. Perfect, thank you. Okay, so the demo for 0.04 is purely the animations of the village. Everyone else has seen everything else of the demo. So I started in the corner. As you can see, when we load, you can see that cloud, the clouds, floating across. And if we go down to, I'm trying to make sure we look at things one at a time. You can see some guards there. They're the encampment. They're the guardsmen from the encampment. We've got, villagers doing various things now. There's a reason we're waiting here for about 10 seconds, because we're looking for something in particular. But as you can see, we've got a lot more design. Let's just wait 10 seconds. I want to show you guys. There it is. There's the tumbleweed. And as you can see, we have birds flying overhead now. And we have various animals. We've got villagers walking through the city. We've got people farming / looking for things on the ground, as I like to say. Yeah, sorry, Boomer. That's one thing we haven't adjusted yet. Is the I do apologize. The music is either 100 or 0. We're actually putting in a sound thing next demo. But what I'll do is I'll leave it as is for now. And yeah, so we've got various animals. And as you can see, we've got various villages there. Sheep. We've got some mages, that type of thing. And as you can see, we've got various animations coming through with the the Mage Academy here is the crystals are now animated. They bobble up and down. And yeah, so this is kind of the next step of, in terms of the demo. This is quite significant. We have we put these guys in now because when the day-night cycle comes in, as of next demo, at nighttime they'll run away and they'll go at nighttime and disappear. we're really trying to bring this. One sec. You're right. The music is too loud. Give me 1 second. Let me just. Cool. Let me just stop streaming. I'll stop streaming because that's basically that's the nuts and bolts of things. So just to so I can actually hear my own voice. Yeah. So basically, what we've done now from that very quick demo is that we've and I will fix the sound next time. I do apologize, guys. Basically, what we've done though is we've included the villages, as like a initial concept, and we're working on their pathing, what they do, their behaviors. Eventually, you'll hear them, making noises and reacting, that type of thing. And the next thing we're focusing on is the day-night cycle, which will mean that at nighttime, as the sun goes down, they'll walk off and go to their respective, areas. What I'll do is, because I'm not sure when we upload this video how easy you can hear me, is I will go through it again and I'll edit out the sound. But yeah, so basically that's the latest demo, which has been it's been one of my favorite releases. So, and T-Bot, I think you can attest to this. I did say I was going to wait until the day of, but I kind of got a bit excited and looked at it a couple of days ago. But yeah, so everything's coming along quite nicely. I'm glad that our secondary Unity dev is back as of today. We'll be releasing in the next few days another set of milestones in terms of addressing things like volume control and zooming in and out. A lot of other little things that we've noticed that we need to include, repair and upgrade. And yeah, so that's the base presentation. If anyone has any questions, feel free to type them in the discussion or use your voice. Up to you. Hey, T-Bot, I admitted it straight away. I admitted it. But yeah, no, I do apologize for the music thing. I did try to. I have been trying the last couple of times to adjust that, but I think it's my computer side that doesn't let me adjust the volumes. Yeah, Andy, I noticed that. Actually, I haven't seen that happen before, so this is like the third time I've tested it. I'll make sure they don't do that again. Andy just messaged that one of the people walked straight through the fountain. They shouldn't be doing that, so that's just a pathing issue. We'll fix that. Thanks, Josie. Does anyone have any, not necessarily about the demo, but does anyone have any questions about, any aspect of the game, our progress? Things have been a bit of a roller coaster this year with, we've had some staff rotations, and then we've had such a bear market, etc. So yeah, feel free to type away. I think Dulce is asking a question at the moment.
I was just saying hello to
hello,
feel the
hello, Sochi.
emptiness. How are you doing?
Sochi, how are you, my friend?
I'm fine. Just amazing the dynamics of the graphics and the sound. It starts to take a whole thing as a game, so it's incredible. You will just have to hurry up because Hip is there. The more you show us, the more it's hard for us to keep waiting. But I like it.
Well, no, I loved it. I keep saying that I love the fact that this started with me and Zeus, we were sick of running into rug pulls or crappy games with it. We're writing our own white paper, and now kind of see it come to life. And Dulce, actually, I haven't really looked into some of it. So some of our assets have shadows, but some don't. And I've actually written that down as we've said that because that's something that we should be including. And I'll put that down there to speak to the graphics guys about that because that's something really important. It might be part of the milestones in the technical data that we don't share, but to be honest, I don't know. So if not, I think that's something that's very, very easy to do, and it's a very good idea. So yeah, and Jimmy Cash just asked, will there be a mobile version of this? And the answer is, the more we upsize, the more we're going to be growing in terms of team. And the number one priority for me, especially with PvP, is that we have a mobile version because that's going to get that mainstream adoption. So there will be, in some capacity, ASAP. At the moment, we're trying to focus on the Unity build, the browser build, but I think every one of us would love to see understands how significant a mobile version, at least of the PvP. So that's the one thing I'll say because the PvP, has that that intrinsic fun, that competitive side of things. So yeah, to answer that question, but it will, but it's just about 1 week at a time growing this, getting the name out there a bit more. We still haven't started our and I still don't want to just yet, the mainstream marketing. I'm enjoying the fact that people are joining the server the way they are. We had I can see who we got here. We got Jimmy and T-Bot, for example. I met them last week just talking in their server. That to me is, we're very, very much on track for that. The idea is we need to make sure that everything is 100% in place before we start, getting the YouTube streamers, and we start, pushing that marketing, because we want the website to be perfect. For example, it's much easier to talk to you guys one on one and say, hey, this is the website, it's going to be upgraded, this is our concepts. But once we start getting a lot of foot traffic, then we don't have that luxury of the one on one. So the idea is to get everything down pat and keep growing, keep building these demos, keep the marketing postponed for another week or two while we just do it this way. And yeah, it's actually funny, T-Bot. So we're going to, when you say character creation, do you mean a profile, or do you mean in terms of for PvP, for example? And Dulce, so this is the so Dulce's statement was, don't be in a hurry. The thing is, the longer that I can take with this, the better it is for the stakeholders, especially because we want to have as much adoption as possible. I think a lot of I've said this once before. I think a lot of projects that wanted a quick payday would just launch the token on pink sale and show off the stuff we've got now, which is a lot, but it's a very greedy team owns in kind of ways. So the longer I can hold out, and the longer that people are enjoying the updates and that type of thing, the better it is for all the stakeholders, and I think it's better for the game overall. So I have very much appreciated the fact that we do have to keep moving these the timelines here and there when different things happen, like we've lost a couple of our team members, etc. But the longer we can do this, the longer within reason, obviously, but the more we can add to the snowball before we launch, the better. And so we want to make sure that so I saw Wind Dragons. We want to make sure that we've got that we've looked after you guys first and foremost before anything else. And yes, we will be, we will be. There will be dragons included. I didn't think of that a while ago, but so many people have asked me that we're definitely going to have some kind of dragons. We're not going to have them flying overhead. I think it was Jimmy that said, make them fly overhead in the village, because I feel like an entire village of people just nonchalantly not reacting to this dragon above them might be, a bit weird. Josie said, I would dragons. That's how excited he is. But yeah, no, we will be doing that type of thing. And one thing we are going to work on that I haven't mentioned today, guys, is the lore, the backstory, that type of thing. We have actually got a we've got a new team together, to start growing the game organically as well, and that includes talking about the lore, that type of thing. A lot of them are CV members as they are, but we will be focusing on introducing that entire team once we've got everything down pat. And yeah, so actually that's that's a good point, McCrae, because not many people know that. We've kind of changed the castles. So castles used to be able to, get a custom building. So Salchi has the Salchi cart, for example. But what we've done now is, and this is mainly because no one could decide on what building they wanted, is we have given the option available for people to have custom castles. So we're doing McCrae's first, and Kramer, I know that you are submitted earlier, but I thought we'd get McCrae going first. But yeah, so you'll start seeing some custom castles, and what we're doing is we're going to have 15 different castles, for those for the castle holders, because again, they're our premium, they're the prestigious ones, and they're going to be included a lot in the future. So having those unique castles is kind of cool. And so you may see a couple of buildings around the map, like the Salchi cart, etc. But you'll start seeing some custom castles popping through as well. Dragon of each quarter of the castle sounds awesome. When White Walkers, Alan, 2027. Okay, if we get that far, we'll put some White Walkers in. Okay, I feel like that's kind of what Game of Thrones did. They had White Walkers 8 seasons into it. They was talking about it the whole time. But yeah, okay. Well, I guess, does anyone have any other questions? Given that it's 8 in the morning and I've been awake all night working on different things, I might get some sleep, but I will also give another minute for any other questions people might have. Oh, Josie's going to ask a question at the very end. Not here to say congrats, everyone. So, guys, I do want to say thanks so much for everyone's support and stuff. It's just this demo was really like the next level for me. I was just like, wow, this feels a lot more real now. So we'll keep delivering, and if you guys just all I say to everyone is just make sure you come in and say hi. Just be active in the chat, get to know people. We want that community to build, and apart from that, everyone's doing fantastic. So not apart from that, it's not a bad thing. I was meant that please come and be as social as you'd like to be, so we can you guys have been fantastic and so supporting. And at the end there, I put my foot in my mouth, but I didn't mean that at all. Okay, well, thanks, guys. I will say goodnight then, and I will be back in probably 3 hours. As you guys know, I don't sleep, so cheers.
Sleep well.
Thanks, Mitch. Looking good.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.